Hey man, real stay safe shit. You already know what the fuck going on. So we posted and let's get right fucking into it. So this is an interesting story about the origins of fucking Yeezy and Kanye West, BEANIE SIGEL, and like sort of the relationship of the niggas that Jay-Z originally signed. So basically, if y'all didn't know, for people born like after fucking 2005 or some shit, BEANIE SIGEL is like a legendary rapper. He was like one of the first people, I'm pretty sure, Jay-Z signed when he first made his first record companies. And because of this, like Kanye was like maybe the first producer that Jay-Z signed, or one of the producers that Jay-Z first signed, and that he basically worked on the Blueprint and worked on a whole bunch of other albums and shit. And like that's kind of how he sort of coincides with like BEANIE SIGEL. Now apparently, like Kanye says this in his Drink Champs interview, but basically the origins of the name Yeezy are a nickname that fucking BEANIE SIGEL gave Ye.
And by the way, here's another thing. I still owe Beanie money, and I've been trying to give him this money for a minute.
He gonna get the money.
Yeah. He gonna get the money.
I think the memo will get through it.
Oh, he gonna watch it. Go ahead.
Yeah, because
really, how you owe him money though? I don't understand.
Because he made up the name Yeezy. He used to call me Yeezy.
Biggs just text me that.
Yeah.
Wait up. This is deep. So he made up the name Yeezy?
He used to call me Yeezy. This is the thing. People who took a liking to me in volatile situations would always give me a nickname. So it seemed like I was like cool like them. So my boy Mali, that used to sell guns, he's completely legal now. he called me K-Rock. You know, when I would be like on 79th and this and stuff like, you know. So that was BEANIE's name for me when I was at Baseline.
Yeezy.
Like on some, no, that's Yeezy. Like,
and the nickname, I guess, at the time, sort of like is what he called himself. And then eventually, like when he had that nickname, he kept going and going. And then probably like 10 years down the line, after he was first originated that nickname, he turned that fucking nickname into his fucking first shoe deal that he did. And then after that, it's been a rap ever since. Like Yeezy has been synonymous with like hella drops of like ergonomic clothing, crazy like new like ideas in fashion and shit like that. So it's just kind of crazy. And the main point of this is basically, I guess Kanye claimed that BEANIE SIGEL, being the person that came up with the name, is technically his intellectual property. So in his Drink Champs interview, he basically says that he owes him like money and he's been trying to pay him. I'm not really sure what that means. I don't know how you've been trying to pay someone. He says he apparently owes him $50 million. That's a fuck ton of money. And I don't know exactly how one hasn't paid him yet. I don't know if you can send that shit on Cash App or some shit. Like, I guess maybe that's the issue. Like, this nigga doesn't know how to give him the motherfucking money. But this nigga apparently is worth like 1.9 billion. According to Kanye, he's worth 9 billion. So it shouldn't be a fucking issue. That's like a fucking quarter to him. Like a quarter, 25 cents or some shit like that. But it's just interesting to see the whole origin of everything and like where the namesake sort of came through. In a club appearance, I think this weekend, BEANIE SIGEL actually confirms it.
I just got a phone call from a motherfucker the other day.
What they say, man?
What they say? What did he say?
What he say? Let's go.
He said she owed you 50 million and 5% stock in Yeezy. And I don't know if niggas know, Yeezy's at 1.7 billion. Nigga got a $50 million check for a nigga. A world nigga. Hold on. I gotta ask a question. Is South Philly in this motherfucker?
Yeah. He says, yo, who is, I was on the phone with Ye, and he says he's gonna give me $50 million. And in the Drink Champs, Nori is like, yep, he's gonna get that money. So it's gonna be, y'all think he's really gonna pay him? I mean, he owes Big Sean $6 million. So BEANIE SIGEL having 50, like this nigga has to pay this nigga back before anything. I mean, like, granted, I'm honestly wondering if he owes him on some intellectual property shit, or if he owes him on some like fucking, oh, I'm just looking out for you because you came up with the name. But it's kind of interesting, like Kanye basically goes through it and he says that people, whenever he's going through like not tough times, but times where it's like contentious times in his life, people give him nicknames, and that's just one of the nicknames that stuck. But I definitely feel like the name has become synonymous with this crazy ass streetwear brand, and it created a whole $1 billion brand behind it. So I feel like Ye has no choice but to pay his respects and give the flowers to the nigga that really came up with the name, because it's like a pretty dope name. Like, had it not been for that name, like if this nigga Kanye had named his shit like I don't even know what else he could have named it. Like, that name was just perfect, like Yewear or some shit. Like, that doesn't sound right. Like Kanye Boots, Con Boots, like that shit doesn't sound right. Like, the name Yeezy is just so, like, whoever came up with that, well, we know who came up with it. The way that Beanie Siegel came up with that shit is like, I don't know, it just makes sense. He made that shit make sense, and then Kanye was like, yo, that shit is beautiful, I'm finna turn that shit into a whole $1 billion brand. So yeah, you gotta pay credit where credit is due, and it's good that he's like announcing to the world that he didn't even come up with the name or anything like that. And it's kind of interesting folklore within the fucking hip-hop community of how this shit all comes together from Kanye's life to now. But I'm honestly just interested in if he's gonna pay this nigga, because a lot of billionaires become billionaires because they don't fucking pay niggas back. And I don't know if he hasn't paid him now and he's talking about it. He says he's been trying to, so maybe he just needs to line up. He needs to get that PayPal information, you know? You dig? This nigga need to get his Cash App tag, and he's just been waiting for it. But if they're in constant calling and shit, like, he better pay that man, you know? Pay that man, bro. Like, this nigga, where has Beanie Siegel even been? Like, I haven't even seen this nigga since fucking, I don't know, since the early 2000s. This nigga been laying low. But if he's making club appearances and shit, it's lit. And at least he's getting the flowers he deserves for being like a literary genius and coming up with that name and shit. And it just spawned $1 billion company to the next levels. Who would have even fucking thought, man? But hey, man, let me know in the comments. You think this nigga Kanye is gonna pay this man? You think he's just saying this shit and he's not really gonna pay him on some Big Sean shit? This nigga be making hella promises, but let's see what the fuck goes on. Hey, man, real stay shit. You already know what the fuck going on. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. We running this shit up every damn motherfucking day. We out.